read a story recently thinking I was clicking on an Onion headline that turned out to be a real news story about creative solutions to a serious problem. And I just feel like if we could replicate it to each of our problems, we might actually be okay. What am I talking about? Radioactive rhinos. It's true. I have some seriously good choice words for the team of scientists in South Africa who saw hundreds of the country's rhinoceroses being poached every year and realized they could inject the horns with radioactive material in their latest anti-poaching campaign. It's genius for many reasons, and an added benefit is that Eric and Don Jr., hunters extraordinaire, will hopefully lose interest. The scientists explain this is a proactive way to deal with this problem instead of a reactive way, and honestly, that is inspiring. We should be doing that here too, not just with our native rhinos, but with all of our other problems, like, I don't know, healthcare, gun control. Hell, give me my radioactive birth control. I'll take it. This is Choice Words. I'm Samantha Bee. My guest this week is actress Martha Plimpton, who I learned is actually a trained wildlife tracker in Africa. It was so fascinating and fun to talk with her. You can see her now in her new show, Task, on HBO. I know we're all looking for something to watch. And if you're into like a live watching experience, my live show, How to Survive Menopause, back on the road this fall. Still tickets available for Red Bank, New Jersey, September 12th, Ridgefield, Connecticut, September 21st, Detroit, September 24th, and more great places you can find. Get tickets, SamanthaBee.com. So take a listen and make good choices. Oh my God, I'm super excited to be talking to you. I'm super excited.
Me too.
Okay. Oh my God. I feel like our lives have intersected like a lot of times, and yet somehow we don't.
Yeah.
We really don't know each other. Why? What the fuck happened?
I know. Why aren't we best buds?
It doesn't make any
It's really
sense.
strange.
Well, you know what? We'll just correct that. Are you making a move? You're making a move? Like a move? Like a move?
Well, yeah, I haven't been there. I haven't been there in the house. I haven't really lived in it since the first year of the pandemic.
Right.
And, New York is just, the bloom is off the rose for me there, I mean, I'm born and raised there. I've lived there my entire life. I bought this amazing Victorian house. I'll send you the listing if you want to.
Oh, yes,
check
please.
it out.
And you're in London now? Are you in London?
Right now I'm in LA, but I do live half the time in London.
Half the time.
So I think I'm gonna get my City Jones from now, my Urban Jones from London, and my
that's a good one.
Jones from LA. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's hard to pull the trigger on selling a
It's very
place,
hard.
though.
It's hard to realize that you're not going to have a home in your hometown. It's really hard.
Right. Oh, well, I feel like I've ripped the Band-Aid off.
I wish I could take that house and my neighborhood and like the movie Up with the balloons, just like transfer it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know 100% what you're saying. Coincidentally, this show is about choice. We talk about choice a lot in so many different ways, but you're a big decision maker. That's a big swing. Are you good at that? Or do you agonize? Or did you want to list the apartment for 8 solid years and then it took you that long to do it?
No, I've been really putting it off. I've been really, really in denial about it. I have this strange thing where first of all, it's the first home I ever bought. I rented. I lived in the same apartment for 42 years in Manhattan. I lived in the same. I know. I lived in a rent stabilized 2-bedroom, dark apartment on the Upper West Side on 100th Street. I lived there before I grew up there. My mom moved out. I stayed. And I just never had the money or whatever, the desire to do anything else. And then when Raising Hope happened, that was like the first time I was really making like TV money, you know?
Right.
And I was like, I think it's time to buy a house. And I didn't want to live in a box of rooms anymore, like in an apartment building. I wanted to live in a house. So I found this amazing house, completely gutted it, renovated it, floor to ceiling, top to bottom, studs, everything.
Yeah.
And sort of restored it and made it beautiful. It had a garden and a front porch and a driveway. And it's an amazing house.
Right.
And I made it into my dream home, you know, but that took 42 years to make that decision. And then, because,
that's a 42-year decision.
Because of my job, I feel like it takes me everywhere. It's such a peripatetic life, as you know. When I finally pulled the trigger, it was like a massive big deal, you know, massive.
Yeah.
So now making the change and deciding to now be in London and Los Angeles, that's taken me about 3 years to make that decision.
Those are the biggies, though. Those are the ones that people write articles about, where they're like, okay, this is the top 3. These are the ones I dread with all my heart and soul. When it comes to career decisions, are you fast? Are you decisive? Are you like,
you got to be fast. You got to be quick.
Be fast. You're like, let's do this. I do this. Now I'm doing this project. I like it, or I don't like it, or it pays a lot and it's worth it.
It just, as long as it's as long as I feel like the role is interesting and contributes something to the story, I don't care if it's one day or if it's, you know, a regular, a series regular or just a cameo or whatever. As long as it's adding something, you know, because there are a lot of parts out there for women, especially women my age or our age, that don't really add much to the story.
It's been fun though, watching your choices in like you're making, I think you're playing great parts. I think you are seeking great parts, getting great parts. And it's actually, it fills my heart to see that these interesting characters that you're playing. Because do you feel like that's more available to people in the UK? I would assume so.
Yeah, I do. I think it's more available to women in the UK. I don't, they're not afraid of adult women over there. They're really not.
To be.
And they have a lot of respect for an adult woman over there that the US doesn't really have.
But I do notice that like people seem, and I'm not saying that they are less surgered and whatever, but like when you go see movies made in other countries, in like European countries, there's not as much makeup. They're not as done. It's like a normal person. You can see a relatable, you can see a version of yourself reflected back at you. And I find it very, it settles my brain. And I love to watch a detective. I love to watch a British procedural.
I do too. I really love it. And I love to watch a British comedy where not every single woman has like mid-length beach waves hair.
Just like in the makeup chair for 3.5 hours.
Yeah. You know that standard hair that everybody has to have now, like
of course.
Just below the shoulders, beachy waves.
Beach waves, extend like fill-ins.
Little
like
extensions.
Pieces,
yeah.
Extensions, but like also those hair pieces that go in. Somebody gave me hair pieces once and I kept them all. They kept all these hair pieces in a bag. My kids
they come in handy sometimes. You put them on your cat.
Put them on the cat, hang them. We made it at Full Frontal. We made a little curtain out of them. And someone just used it as like a curtain. Like a curtain at the window of their desk. Just these long tendrils.
That's hilarious.
Of dyed honey blonde hair. Oh my God, you're playing an FBI bureau chief in Task.
Yeah.
Is this based on Kash Patel?
Yeah.
Obviously. Inspired by.
Yeah. I learned so much about the FBI. Like, I didn't know they have a forced retirement deal. Like you get to a certain age and
What is
get
the
to
age?
a certain age. I think it's like 57.
57?
Yeah.
Oh God. They're going to fire me in a year and a half.
Yeah. And you have to retire.
Wow.
It's wild.
That's clever. That's probably clever.
Yeah.
Because I know that I went to the store today to buy something for my daughter and I couldn't read the label of the thing I bought. And so I don't even know if I got her the right thing. So I should be fired from the FBI at my age. That tracks.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know what exactly, I mean, there have to have been FBI directors older than 57.
There have to have been. Yeah.
But for some reason, field agents and special agents have to leave at 57, I think. It's wild.
Well, I know that I couldn't be responsible for anybody else's life or security. So
yeah,
I feel that's probably an on-purpose choice that makes sense, but feels off, but it's probably smart.
Right. If I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will let me know.
When people try to correct you, when they're like, let me assure you that at the age of 62, I've never been in better shape and I can take down a terrorist with my bare hands. Do you even read that stuff at all? Do you participate in that?
Sure. I mean, if I'm wrong, I want to know. I mean, I like a polite, well, actually, you're mistaken. The age is actually 62 or 63. Whatever, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Okay. What I don't like is the, what do you know? You're ugly. That kind of thing. Shut up, dog face. Stick to acting. Yeah.
Me as well. You're too old to even kill. Like, oh, okay. That's good. I wouldn't even murder you. You're too old to kill. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. Look, when I was looking to hire someone, it was so slow. It was a really overwhelming experience. I wish that I had been able to use Indeed. How fast is Indeed? Well, in the minute I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/SamB. Just go to Indeed.com/SamB right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/SamB. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. You have talked a bit about how living in London, there seem to be more jobs for people of, I think I'm older. I actually think I'm older than you. I think I'm turning 56 in October. So I think I'm
turning 55 in November. So yeah, you got a year on me, lady.
I got a year on you before my enforced retirement. I'm doing a show about menopause. I go all around. I talk about menopause out loud. I make jokes about it because it's so ridiculous and because it was like such a topsy-turvy. Anyway, that was like a puzzle that I've been that's a Rubik's Cube. And I've been trying to just get one side of it for 7 years now, and I'm not quite there yet. Do people talk about it? Do people get more menopausal women? They get more respect in the UK, do you think? Is it talked about there?
Oh, for sure.
I
don't think it's relevant. It doesn't really come up.
Right.
I mean, I think here in the States, I think things like this in the States have so much more baggage or so much more sort of heft to them because we are so obsessed with women's bodies and also repulsed by them. So whereas in Europe and in the UK, I think people are just less hung up and less grossed out. I don't know why. I mean, search me, but it just doesn't really come up. Whereas here in the United States, I feel like, and also I think because we're so obsessed with controlling women's bodies and so like completely fixated on keeping women in these very prescribed tiny little boxes. That we just we didn't know anything about menopause. Like I didn't know literally anything. I just thought, well, it's the change. It's the change of life.
The change. I get what that means. I don't know. I go from being myself to being a crone and living in a cave and doing spells.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah. Which, by the way, does not sound bad.
It's not horrible.
That sounds like a perfectly great life.
It's not a horrible future. I feel like it's like a couple of years down the line, but it's there for us. We want it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I started going through menopause rather early.
Oh, did you?
I started in my early 40s. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I went through IVF and I did all of that stuff, and then it was like a 2-year-long process that it resulted in nothing, which actually turns out to have been a blessing because oh my God, if I had had kids, oy vey. But I'm relieved actually right now. But but yeah, I started the process really early, and then hot flashes and carrying a hand fan around.
Yeah,
it actually was kind of fun for me. Because it was all so mysterious. I didn't know what was happening. But I didn't and then
Christmas.
I get
every day.
Yeah. It's like Christmas every day. You never know if you're going to be hot, you're going to be cold.
Yeah.
I didn't really, it's strange. I mean, maybe I did go insane, but I wouldn't know because my life is so insane.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. I think like when I started, I was maybe late 40s, and I definitely did not have the language to understand what was happening. I just thought I was kind of losing, just gently, not actually gently, like violently losing my mind all at once. And the words were so ephemeral. You know what I mean? Like the language of it was so ephemeral. And I was just talking to someone, and I was trying to drive home the point that like, we just never talked about it at all here, ever. So now it's nice. You can pick up a magazine and you can hear about what's happening to you. But 7 years ago, it was such a forbidden piece of information about a woman's life. And we live like a third of our lives post-menopause, hopefully. We live like these very rich lives after we've finished having our periods, and there's no information about it. And I feel like I'm hearing that in Europe, everyone just has like a touch more maturity. We don't necessarily need to keep women. We do try to keep women very youthful. We just hate our mothers in the United States. So you're a co-founder of the Broadway activist organization AS4. I mean, my God, the work that you've done through the years has been incredible. Like the way you speak about abortion, the passion with which you speak about it, the passion with which you speak about your activism is something that I have admired for as long as I've known about it. Did you ever think that the fight for reproductive choice would be where it is now? Did you imagine this? Did you see this coming?
I think that people who are much more sort of on sort of the ground level, probably did see this coming and could have told you that if we're not really vigilant and really loud, or even if we are, we're going to lose our freedom. And I think those people, we just didn't want to listen to them very much because it was just depressing. Right. But obviously they were right. And I can say that I didn't want to imagine us being in this situation. But if I'm honest with myself, that it was probably inevitable because of the way we handle everything, but mostly because of obviously the way we think about women and the way we think about women's bodies. And we hate, we really, really don't like women in America. It's really a problem. We don't like women. We don't like trans people. We don't like gay people. We don't like, there's a lot of people we don't like. And women are right at the top of the list. And also because women's stuff, misogyny, it intersects with so many other isms, racism, classism. Dan Savage once said that misogyny was the ugly stepbrother of homophobia. And I think he's right. I think that our absolute loathing of women and women's bodies, and the way we other women, which is so bizarre to even say that because we're 51% of the population. But the way we do that, it just, it absorbs so many other things that come into its path. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It makes total sense. I wonder if you, this is a huge question, but how do you know who to be right now? Because I vacillate. Like I know who I was a vocal person, and I knew kind of like what all the pathways were to get something done. And I kind of had like a vague sense that if you were really loud and you wrote letters and you like, stuff could happen and you could talk to your representative and make change. And I'm not sure I necessarily have been able to maintain those feelings. Those feelings feel hopeful.
Believe
to
that?
me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do believe it, like kind of, but also there are days where I wake up and I go, oh, well, nothing really, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do?
No.
No. Okay, great.
I don't think anybody does.
No. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody, I think everybody right now is in a whirlpool of anxiety and terror. Yeah. Particularly the most vulnerable people among us. And I think it's kind of a luxury that particularly white liberal women like us have to feel like, holy shit, I don't even know what to do now.
Sure.
And that's fair, because I don't. But there are definitely people out there who are doing things and are doing things with dedication and motivation and passion and energy. And those people are the ones I think that we just need to follow. Right. We need to follow the Black women. We need to follow the trans women. We need to follow the lesbians. We need to, those are the women that we need to just go. Because I think it's a white woman's time is over. So the white ladies need to sort of sit down and just listen and take orders. Right. Right. Because obviously our way, us being loud and doing it, obviously that didn't work.
It didn't really work. You know what? But I'll tell you what we are good with. And we're good with a list. I'm great with a list. Yeah. If you give me a list of things.
Very good with a list. Yes.
Good with a list. I'm good at writing lists. Yeah. But I'm really excellent at executing on a list. So I'll take any list that anyone gives me and I'll just like knock that shit off. For example,
my mother, in order to maintain her sanity,
Yes.
She does these postcard writing things where she gets a list of voters in a state, and she has to write like 1,000 postcards a month or something.
Okay.
And all about like some voter in some proposition or some initiative or some local race for city council or, these small things. And she just writes she brings her postcards with her wherever she goes. And whenever she has free time, she just sits down and writes these postcards. And that's just something. It's just something to maintain a level of feeling like you're not just going to wither away and die.
Well, you know what? And it also probably is cleansing to the soul because it causes you to not do something destructive, which is to just continuously doom scroll social media or whatever it is that you like, whatever your little habitual scab picking is. It causes you to take that outside, like breaking the habit of smoking, like you just have to shift just shifts your patterns. Gets you think
busy in your hands and focusing and just
and imagining that maybe one person is going to get that postcard and go, all right, I will think about this. You don't know. I have no idea.
Plus they're in for a treat because my mother has spectacular handwriting.
Does she? Wow.
She has the most beautiful handwriting. And so when to get a postcard from my mother is a special
very lucky
occasion.
This is special. Ring a ding dang.
Yeah.
You got one. You got one.
I mean, if that's not going to change your mind or get you to, get up off the sofa, I don't know what.
Listen, I want to talk to you about wildlife tracking because is that okay? Can we talk about that? Oh
gosh. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So for people who are listening, they don't know this. You are learning to wildlife track? Is this a continuous thing? Okay, tell me everything.
I wish it was.
Okay.
I wish it was. For my mom's 70th birthday, I took her on a safari. I took her on safari for like 3 weeks in Africa. And we went with my dear friend, Eric Gilliland, rest his soul. And the three of us had an absolutely life-changing, incredible experience. And when it was over, sort of toward the end, our field guide, our tracker guide, noticed that I was picking things up. I was taking things in and picking things up. And so he said, you should study this. You're good at this. I said,
stop it.
And he said, no, stop it. Don't, I am not. And then I went, hey, you know what? Maybe I do want to do that. And he told me about this school that wasn't connected with any resort or any particular thing. Like a lot of these lodges have their own sort of training programs where they just sort of pipeline trainers and trackers into their resort.
Okay.
But this is separate from that. This is a totally like it's an own independent thing. And you can study for 2 weeks or you can study for 3 years.
Wow.
And, go through their whole program. And so I went for about a month.
Yeah.
And I lived in a tent.
Yep.
And there were elephants and giant cats outside, leopards outside my tent sniffing around. And it was an absolutely unbelievable, incredible experience that I will never forget. And I want to go back so badly. It's just a matter of finding the time and the money. It's an incredible thing to learn. And by the way, you're not just tracking it's not just sexy tracking like sexy lions. It's also like little tiny bugs, like a little tiny beetle or a little tiny centipede, all the way up to a big giant elephant. It's all about taking in the tiny thing while never keeping your eye off the big thing. Like, because you have to, if you lose track, pardon the pun, if you lose track, then you're really screwed because then all of a sudden you're upwind of a giant cat that could eat you. So you've got to always make sure that you are, no matter how focused you are, that you have a sense of the bigger picture. It's not unlike acting in that way.
Oh, well, I guess. Yeah. There's some.
Yeah.
Yes. I could see that.
Yeah.
It's observe, like being observant, like absorbing, taking in the natural world, like in a 360 listening. Yes.
Exactly. Listening, being prepared for any eventuality that you're not expecting, and being ready to respond to a situation, but also being tuned into the finer details. You know what I mean? It's all about all of the majesty, the fabric, the grand tapestry of existence, you know?
Is there an animal that surprised you, that you fell in love with? For me, I fell in love with a certain animal. Did you fall in love with anything?
Like an individual animal?
Yeah. You were like,
no.
What? I fell in love with wild dogs.
I think, wild dogs are amazing. Hyenas are amazing. But I will tell you, and I know it's a big one, but there is just nothing like an elephant. And there's nothing like the elephant world and the elephant community, and just the way in which elephants communicate with one another, the way they take care of one another, the way they move through the world. It's just so flippin' majestic and magnificent and mysterious and wonderful. I think elephants, I gotta say, I love the elephants.
Yeah, this makes sense. The whole thing, the majesty, like it's like seeing the earth as if we weren't here. Like I kind of go, oh, it's like it would be like this if we were here or we weren't here. If this area is pristine.
Exactly.
It's conservation land. It is just as it is intended to be. Nobody's interfering with any of these processes. I love it so much. Okay, let us talk about, I do want to talk about your, I made a joke, I made a Kash Patel joke, and you are not playing, your character is not inspired by Kash Patel. No one is inspired by Kash Patel, but tell me about
one is, this guy, Brad Inglesby, who did, who wrote and created Mayor of Easttown with Kate Winslet, which was so awesome.
So good, yes.
This is his next story, which also takes place in Delaware County in Pennsylvania, and is all about the sort of dark underbelly of that part of the world. And he's just great. He's a really great storyteller and a really smart writer, and really understands the people who live in this part of the country so well. And so Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelphrey play like two sides of the seesaw in this world. Mark Ruffalo is this sort of very depressed former Catholic priest who works for the FBI, who's gone through a horrific personal tragedy and has a bit of a drinking problem. And now he's just like handing out flyers like he's like a recruiter for the FBI. You know, he's sort of wasting on the vine. You know what I mean? He's kind of disappearing. And then there's this string of robberies, like home invasion robberies. And I'm the field office, special agent in charge of this field office at the FBI. And we got to get down to who's doing these robberies. And so I call in Ruffalo thinking, maybe, it's not that big a deal, but maybe it'll get him out of his doldrums, a bit.
We'll just throw him this case, cheer him up.
We'll just throw him this case, throw him this case and with a bunch of newbie agents and, and it'll just keep him busy,
Sure.
So I send him on his way with this, group of, young and hungry FBI agents who are all played by wonderful actors. They're all very, very good. and so he starts to go on this investigation, and then the other sort of side of the coin is that Tom Pelfrey's character, who's this guy, whose wife is gone and is trying to raise this family and this niece and these kids, and he just wants to make a better life for them, but he's going about it in a really kind of messed up way.
Okay.
And we find out that he's sort of the one who's kind of trying to Robin Hood these drug houses. So he's the one who's sort of trying to get all this money from these drug dealers and trying to, sort of fix things up for his family. I know it sounds crazy to rob drug houses.
You know what? Just to get the family.
It's what you're going, you do what you got to do.
You
but
do.
Then we find out through the various twists and turns of the story that he's got kind of an axe to grind with this other guy. It's really very intricate and brilliant, and the story just kind of moves along in such a cool and sort of, I don't know. It's just, I'm really excited about the show. I'm proud to play a small part in it. Yeah.
I am excited about it. I need a new show. Did you have to master? Did you have to master a Philly accent? No. Okay. All right.
Nope. Okay. No, I did not.
That's like the top of all acting. That's the worst accent to have to learn, I think,
that's one of the worst accents. Yeah, it's it's
the hardest.
A really
I shouldn't
hard
say
accent.
The worst. It's the hardest.
It's up there with like the deepest, darkest, like Afrikaner, like South African accent, and then like the deepest, darkest, like Louisiana Cajun accent. They're like those three are like the trifecta of impossibility.
Impossible. Yeah. And it's is so distinct. It's like how, like in the UK, everybody knows exactly where you came from based on how you say one word out of 10,000. I think it's like that with the Philly accent too. Everyone's like fake.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And thank God I didn't have to worry about that. Who knows where I'm from? I could be from Baltimore. I could be from DC. I could be from Jersey. Who knows where I'm from? Doesn't good. I'm just the FBI person.
Don't say that.
We don't need to know my whole backstory.
Okay, well, I'm craving. I need something. I need something to watch. I'm like trying really hard to kind of go
this
through.
Is a good one.
This is a good one. I loved Mayor of Easttown. It was great.
And Ruffalo's fantastic, and Tom Pelfrey's fantastic. They're both, not only are they both excellent on this show or in the show, but they are both also just like the sweetest, nicest, most dear individuals. I mean, they're just like family men. They're just real human beings. Funny. Yeah.
What are you, how are you distracted? How are you saying, like, okay, so you're tracking wild animals in your spare time, but how are you entertaining yourself? Like, how do you decompress in a world that really is very heightened all the time?
Well, I think part of the decision to leave New York is connected with this, is that I'm really all about the nature. Okay. And as I'm getting older, like all of these women in our 50s are suddenly really obsessed with bird watching, And like my neighbor, like I just introduced her to the Merlin bird app, and she's completely into it. You know what I mean?
What? So what are you saying? I don't know this app. I love birds.
It's the best. It's the best app. What? It's called the Merlin bird app. It was created by the Cornell, the ornithology
people
foundation. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And it's amazing. And you can identify, you can, oh, look, there's a monarch butterfly. That's a good sign. Anyway, you can identify out from sound or from a photograph any bird. You just download like the North America package or the, Europe package, whatever. And then you build your life list. So I've got birds from like New Zealand and I got birds from everywhere on this thing.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
I
my
do
next
that,
move.
and I also I obsessively have bird feeders and hummingbird feeders,
Mhm.
and I watch hummingbirds zip and zoom around my garden all day.
Mhm.
And I work in the garden, and I dig in the dirt, and I plant things, and I weed, and I take the diseased leaves off the roses. And that's the only way. For me, it's got to be about nature and silence and horses. I'm going to go start learning how to ride English. I've never ridden English in my life before. Nature.
It's relaxing. I really appreciate what you're saying. I feel very similarly with the birding.
Just to get
like,
down to,
just to get down to
shit,
it.
you know,
Mhm,
so that
mhm.
so that I have the desire to live in this world. You know,
Yeah.
to create the desire to actually want to live in this world, and that's what does it for me. Is
Just
nature
to identify
and trees and flowers,
like serenity in the cycles of nature. I am so on board with what you're saying. We have hummingbirds. We watch them. We have one of those little feeders where we just sit there and watch them through the window, feeding them all the time. You know, it's wonderful. Oh my God.
Yeah. I make my own hummingbird nectar.
You do?
You know, keep it in the fridge. Oh yeah. Keep it in the fridge.
Great.
Fill up from the, yeah.
Do you grow
absolutely.
food? Do you grow tomatoes? Do you grow do you have a vegetable garden?
I did at my Brooklyn house, I had a really extensive, beautiful vegetable garden where I grew cucumbers and tomatoes and eggplants and peppers and lettuces and kales and all this. In California, it's a little tougher because, you've got the million critters out here wanting to eat everything. But I do have I'm very fortunate here in my house in LA. I've got like a mini orchard in the back with like lemon and lime and mango and grapes and avocados. And so, like fruit trees, that kind of thing I've got going. Yeah.
Got a whole fruit salad back there.
Yeah, I know.
Fruit salad happening in your backyard.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, serenity. This was a pleasure.
Serenity.
Talking to you was so peaceful. I actually feel like I held the world at bay. Talked about very nice things.
Glad.
I want to join you in your tracking endeavor.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the most peaceful things I ever did at Full Frontal was track wild horses and dart them with birth control guns. We darted them. I should send you this piece because it changed my whole perspective. It was like these retired women, all these women in their 50s and 60s were like, I volunteer my time to help the wild horses. And they would just go out, dart them.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
They were incredible. They were the happiest people I've ever spent 2 days with because they're just doing a thing. It's relatively simple. It's good for the world. It helps the horses immensely. It saves the municipal government millions of dollars and prevents...
Gee, how odd to think that birth control could be a good thing for society.
Well, I can't make those connections in my brain. That doesn't track.
If it works for horses...
Yeah, but not for women. Nothing for women. No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
No, thank you.
No.
Not for those whores. Let's keep them young forever, but also hate them and put them on an ice floe and send them out to sea once they hit 50.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Really great talking to you. And back to the birds.
This was really fun. Thank you so much, Sam.
I can't wait to watch Task. I'm going to watch it. I'm just going to with you.
I hope you like it.
That was Martha Plimpton, and I had no choice but to look up One thing, we were talking about the FBI's forced retirement age, which I did not know about, and it's true. Specifically, special agents must retire by age 57 and must be hired before they turn 37. Wow, that's quite a sweet spot. I guess I don't need to apply. All right, message received. Fine. Thanks for joining us. I'm Samantha Bee. See you next week for some more choice words. Thank you for listening to Choice Words, which was created by and is hosted by me. The show is produced by Tzvia Baron-Reinstein with editing and additional producing by Josh Richmond. We're distributed by Lemonada Media, and you can find me at RealSamB on X and Instagram. Follow Choice Words wherever you get your podcasts or listen ad-free on Amazon Music with your Prime membership.